And my mic was off too. I'm a horrible streamer. Yo, for 28 minutes, I was streaming just my OBS because I forgot to switch my screen, and then now for fucking 35 minutes, we both been fucking muted. Oh man, what a fucking morning, huh? No, no, like my mic was on my Astros, but my mic on OBS was off. Like I had it muted on OBS. What pay are you looking at? Oh, my bad. I just looking at it on my computer. Um, we have to see a candle closure. Mhm. No, no, 30-minute closure. Remember, it's always a it's always a 30-minute closure that you want to see. Not a 15 or anything. 30 minutes is the one that holds the weight when it comes to structure. Yeah, the inner holy shit. The inner structure holds the 4 hour for the 30. No, until the break of the high, because that was a previous high. The previous, yeah, exactly. The previous lower high is the high of the day, that high that you see on the high of the day. That was the previous lower high. You see how like now it tapped it twice with the wick. That last 30-minute candle and this 30-minute candle. We have a minute 12 seconds left to for that candle closure. Is that is that I've been telling you that. This is the first thing I've been telling you. Is look at your breaks in the 30-minute. Yeah, yeah. After a change of character, right? Because the first break is always a change of character, right? The change of character, the retest on the change of character is always the aggressive entry, right? That's the entry that you will have that 70% chance of it going the right way. But again, why is it 70%? Right? Because it's always about the psychology. Because that was another thing I wanted to bring up. Like one of his problems, right? Maybe this will be like good for the stream too, right? His problem is he could get entries, right? He sees the market the same way we do. He trades ICT, so you know his zones are exactly the same, literally exactly the same. The everybody's problem, it seems like, is they don't know when to exit and they don't know the real structure on when to enter or when not to, right? So what makes GJ right now, if you were to take GJ, right, you were to take this long right now, right, why would this be a 70% entry? Is because we're still missing, number one, we're still missing a change of character. We still haven't gotten a change of character, right? Inner structure, right? When you go down to a lower time frame, right? This is why again I don't really consider myself a scalper, right? Because if you go into the 5 minute time frame, you're thinking a change of character already happened, right? Because the low of the day was set, right? The low of the day was set, and then you started getting engulfing green candles, right? And then all of a sudden you went from lower low, lower high, lower low to then when that new low was set, it made a higher high, right? So everybody who thinks that my streams, my bad, I thought I was streaming, it'll be easier on Discord. Look, right? If you were a scalper or whatever, regular trader, don't matter, right? And you're looking at this, right? You're saying, oh shit, okay, this is a change of character, right? And people are gonna want to enter, right? People are gonna want to enter somewhere here, right? Because they're gonna think, oh, this is a change of character, there's gonna be a retest, and we're just gonna continue to go to the moon, right? But the problem is, again, the two problems here is, number one problem is, again, the high of the day needs to be broken. That's the real change of character. Everything inside the structure is just the market makers trying to trap you, trying to make you believe that we're gonna continue to go up, right? But realistically speaking, we're still trapped in between the zones, right? And then again, using it for confluence, if you look at GU, right, GU tells a bigger story, right? Because if you notice how GU's been moving, GU at one point was like, okay, we thought that GU was gonna stop here because this was the previous break, right? But then we're like, okay, we're in the zone of consolidation. We know that this is the low of the consolidation, the safety trade where we want to start seeing trades, right? And we can see prices getting to that point already. So for GU, when I'm looking at confluence, I want to see GU and GJ, I want to see them lining up. And the fact that GU left us with a few pips to get trapped, for the people who think this is ready to start going up, GU still has to go into our zone. So again, the reason why a lot of traders they claim that they're 75%, 80% strike rate, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but you're losing trades when you start getting into these big zones, which is your point of interest to where you want to start seeing these reversals. Now, if you get a change of character, right, what would be the ideal entry? Right, boom, you get a change of character and a retest. Am I getting in here? No. I'm getting in after the BOS. That'll be the confirmation. Once the break of structure happens after the change of character, this is going to be the entry to then continue to go up, because anything here is still a fake out, right? But once we confirm the break, once we confirm the change of character and the break, that's when we want to enter, right? Because then that low is set, correct. And then another confirmation as to why I don't think this is a strong high and why I don't think these are strong breaks is because the green candle, the green engulfing candle, no bottom wick, right? That's number one. Number two, the red engulfing candle that happened before the green is a strong engulfing candle with a bottom wick and a top wick, and it's a candlestick analysis, the 1, 2, 3 candlestick analysis. So I'm still thinking that price is gonna do something like this, where it's gonna go back down, create the bottom wick, right? Give a break of structure, come back and retest this zone somewhere in this zone here, and this is where we're gonna start seeing price make a new low somewhere, and then just do the fake outs to the lows, consolidate, and then this is where we're gonna start seeing the break. This is what I could see this happening today. You're saying I wouldn't take this going short? Well, I just wouldn't take this short until we break the 4-hour zone. Once we break below all these zones, I wouldn't take a trade. For this one. Going short or going long? I would need a break of these lows to then continue going short. But I would first need a break of the zone. Once we break out of because all of these zones, they're all lining up, right? So if you let me delete this and I'll go to the other time frames. Alright, so if we start from the daily zone again, right? Daily structure, we had this high broke, gave us, which we're trading between this low down here and this high up here, right? Which again, the daily zones are the gray boxes. So we have this high and then we have this low, which was just the last red candle that made the push, right? But again, when I'm looking at this, there's two zones that I'm looking at. I'm looking at that zone, which is the last zone before the push, right? That made the push, and I'm also looking at the low of the day, or the low of the zone, which would be this one, right? Which for me, this is the most ideal one, right? I'm still trying to figure out which zones are the best ones, but I think it all comes down to how structure looks, right? So, but it's good to have multiple zones so you have a point of interest, right? So like, not to confuse you, right? I have two zones of I have these two zones at the bottom. If this one gets disrespected to where I was telling you, to where the only way I'm looking for shorts is if they break below here, right? That'll be my 100% entry confirmation that we're going to continue to go down. If that happens and we fuck. If that happens and we get an entry, then I understand that my next zone and my next point of interest is going to be down here. So I'm looking to enter somewhere here and I'm looking to exit somewhere here. I'm not looking to hold for it to then continue to go all the way down. No, I'm just looking for quick entry and quick exit, right? So that's the second thing that I could see happening. I'm either looking for price to break above and continue to go up, or I'm looking for price to break below the zone and continue to go down, right? But so now if we go down to the daily again, so now that we know where we're trading, and we're trading between the highs and the lows, and we understand that we are reaching the low of the first daily zone, right? This is where we want to start going. Alright, so now we go to the 4 hour, right? And in the 4 hour, again, structure wise, we had this break that gave us this low, which is again the last red candle before the push up, which is the blue box, and then the high above, right? But then in the 4 hour, you can see where price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So now I'm just looking at the previous high, which is this one, and I'm trading between this 4 hour zone down here and this 4 hour zone up here. So now I'm looking at this in the 4 hour, and I understand that I'm still in external structure. I'm still making higher highs and higher lows until we break this low. So again, this is another reason why I'm looking at price to either break below these lows, because we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So any entry in this zone, right? If you're looking at shorts in this zone, know that there's a 50% chance you're gonna get stopped out because price is still making higher highs and higher lows. That makes sense? Yeah. So now in the 30-minute, now that you know we're in the daily zone and in the 4 hour zone, right? In the 30-minute, you had low, high, higher, low, boom, the break. It's a higher high and higher low, right? So again, we're trading between this low, which basically already broke, was already disrespected, obviously, as you can see, but price is still ranging in this area. So this is why it's really big to know these zones, right? Because this is where you know, like, okay, why, this is where you start questioning your entries, right? Okay, I know I'm in the daily 4 hour and 30-minute. Then your next question will be like, okay, why wouldn't you enter a trade, right? Simple. Still making lower lows and lower highs, right? Why would I enter going long if price is still making lower lows and lower highs? Now, if price breaks and gives me if price gives me a change of character and a break of structure inside the zone, then I get in right away. But right now, as you can see, price is still rejecting the highs, still making lower lows and lower highs. We got a high. All of this lower lows and lower highs are internal structure, right? So you have a high, you have a low, lower high. See that? Correct. I would need to wait for this to happen. Well, so we'll draw it like this. I'll need something like this to happen. Where you have the change of character, BOS, or I'm sorry, yeah, change of character, right? And then BOS to then end. That would be what I'm looking for on GJ. And then again, same thing for GU, right? If you go to GU and you mark it the same exact way, right? Go to GU, go to do the same shit in the daily. The daily, we're in the daily zone. The 4 hour, right? The 4 hour, we don't have a bottom because it keeps continuing just making lower lows and lower highs. Right, at one point we had this low was disrespected obviously. So now we have this high. And then in the 30, same thing. Right, 30 we don't really have a zone because it just continues to go down. But you can see that price is still wanting to reach the low. And if you notice what price has been doing here, again, failing to break the high of the day, the previous zone, still making lower lows and lower highs. And then compare that to US 30. Damn, US 30. Hold on, give me a minute. Right, so now US 30 is dope because the same shit, right? This is the daily zone, this blue box up here. Didn't reach it, but we gave a change of character and a break of structure. So a change of character happened, right? The change of character went up, it went up to where it needed to go up to continue to go down. So now it broke and I'm looking for the same thing. So now I'm looking for another entry zone. So I want to put my entry somewhere. So we had a change of character, then a break of structure, and you can see how price hasn't given us a pullback yet. It's just been trending down. So now I want to see a pullback now into here somewhere. But I'm not confident in this trade. Would I enter a trade here? I'm not sure. I'm not confident. Why am I not confident? Because it was a few pips away from reaching where it needed to reach, which was this zone up here. Right, so could they use this as a fake out and really continue the trend going up? Absolutely. And the reason for that is because, again, internal structure, yeah, they could be internal, right? Because we're looking at the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute time frame, yeah, is making lower lows, lower highs, made a change of character, made a BOS. But then again, you go back and you look at the overall picture. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? So this internal lower lows and lower highs that we could see could just be the pullback to get back into this zone to then continue to go up. So give me 1 second.
That blue top zone you had,
Mm-hmm.
so okay, if you say you have that middle, like that dark blue box,
Mm-hmm.
the dark blue box, and then like the break, and then that clear box, like
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
this is just the inner structure zone.
Okay, I looked at that first down, so kind of going out,
Mm-hmm.
and then prices going back. This is a little bit of that.
Yep, to continue to go down.
Okay. You know what it is for me?
Mm.
Like, I think it's so different.
Is that it shouldn't be though. The entries are
Should be different.
entries are entries, right? Like there's only, realistically speaking, right? There's different criteria entries for everybody, but realistically speaking, there's only one really good entry, right? You're either gonna catch the entry at the top, or you're gonna catch a continuation. There's only two type of entries you're gonna get. Either you catch it right on time, or you catch it on time enough to where you have a solid entry to catch whatever's left for the day. But again, truthfully speaking, there's really only one really good entry that everybody should be getting. You know what I mean?
And that's fake out. Like by following this, you actually have survived. That's really the best. Because you gotta think, everybody has gotta think the top and bottom. And you have time. Wow. You know, it's not efficient in the long run. Especially if you're managing your like sometimes it's harder than others. And
Mm-hmm.
that just how long versus oh, I made it to the structure. Never because of that trade. I never lost any money. I got another day to trade and find another A+ setup,
Right.
which that shit everything. So they fake out a lot.
Faking everybody out.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it. You gotta have that I think that's.
But again,
I think that's
the biggest problem is that not everybody really understands where they're at in the market. Again,
yeah.
it's something super simple, right? It's like, yo, a lot of people are stepping up to the plate, right? They're stepping up to the markets with the just simple, right? With the entry strategy. Everybody wants to enter, right? But nobody knows how to exit, right? Nobody is telling you how to YouTube the best exit strategy in Forex. Everybody's telling you, oh, go learn how to enter, go learn how to enter. It's like, all right, you have. That's the biggest thing, right? The biggest thing is like, okay, you have an entry, cool. Everybody could enter, but when are you gonna cash out, right? When are you gonna cash out? What lot size you should be using? Because again, it's crazy to me how you have a 100K account, you're trading pennies. Crazy to me. It shouldn't be a thing. Because again, it just doesn't make sense when it comes to risk management and how to capitalize on entries. Again, with the $100,000 account, you should be cashing out every time you enter a trade. You should be cashing out with nothing less than 1,500. Literally, it's only 10 pips. Literally, it's only 10 pips. So, from what I've been able to see from just everybody's perspective, and especially now that I've started being a little bit more public on it on Twitter, everybody's has the same problem, which is just when really to enter, like what zone are they trading in, and then obviously just their exits. This is the biggest thing. I don't understand why, but it's just not enough knowledge.
You don't have someone to trade beside to show you what entry isn't good or is good. Like those technically trade that they're trading, especially when they make and like no, you know, you got them their head guys like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going on. So next time they put a take off because a set rule for that entry, then it's perfect. You know, that could be the account blown. Just because they're more confident in that trade because the previous couple of one. Yeah, all of it's like how loans just hold on or like selling one like for one of the my mentor Cody. The mentor Cody bullshit off 24 hours. Wait for the top zone, wait for the bullshit off. And then it makes sense like wait for now I can see it correlate to 30 minutes. It's not gonna get a proper 4 hour because they're literally like in line with that. To be honest, I could take the straight top and bottom. So depending on like just that one bit of information and then find my feeling. But yeah, his entries were very soft. Very like a really want not only the initial change but the whole back there. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
the moment right now, with how much I have, so one point one eight. So if I put my like $250, say I actually get the confirmation, and then I hit 2%, super out yes, right?
You're not sharing your screen. You good?
So yeah, so if I put $150 in, 250 2 1, so that's 26,000. With this, if I risk half a percent on like my second trade, that's $500. So my fee is gonna be
It's not
so
bad.
then my equity is 50. And then if I had one more trade, I took a 1% risk, $1,000. My equity is so these really good trades. I could have covered. Like I'm talking about like a plus money.
That's
And
literally
if
all.
they go
That's
on
literally
to
all it takes. And again,
yeah,
you could take a step further with that. Once you, when when you see
how
the
much
when you
equity I
see
have.
the chart playing out, um and you really start calculating how much your stop is at that moment, you could capitalize with a bigger entry. Because if your stop loss is only 5 pips from where your entry is, now you
Mm.
could risk 5 pips, risking $100. So then your loss size is going to be higher. So if you're risking $100 with the 5 pip, right, with a 5 pip stop loss, means you could go with a $2 lot. So you take that $2, you're trading, let's say just regular pair, you got 50 pips. It's 50 pips times 2 lot size.
1,000 for $100. That's a big ass.
Not really. I mean, if you're looking at the pairs with the ADR, 50 pips is not a lot. It's a lot if you're trading those pairs with 20 30 with 20 30 pip ADR, yeah, but if you're trading one of those 10 pairs that I look at, GJ, gold, US30, GU, Euro USD,
Mm.
AU, EuroCAD, GCAD, NZD USD, those trades, they'll give you 50 pips.
Ain't gonna lie.
EU is the first one to change character. Now, am I faded here? Well, technically, our open was here for the day. So we had an opening here. Yo, Lou, this would be your change of character or not?
What pair are you looking at?
EU.
You said EU?
Yeah, EU. We have the open right here. I don't know if you can see my screen share.
Yeah, I see it.
So that'd be change of character, wouldn't it?
Let me see. Yeah, broke the high of the day.
And then now we'd be waiting for the break of this high before an entry.
The break of the high that was just set, yeah.
Interesting. Bro, you know what I might start doing on that? Like, once I get the change of character, and then I get the break, that's when I'm gonna drop my fib. That's gonna be like the one and only time I drop a fib on the chart. Because I remember I used to say, like, the fib, it makes sense overall, but can get confusing too. And that's just because you may have a different rules behind why you place it somewhere each time. But I definitely see this pulling back. Just broke previous low. That news is really just something to wait for. And then also, I think UJ did a change of character as well right here. You see what I'm seeing?
You say UJ?
Yeah, it looks like it threw a change of character. We had our open right here. Price broke below the low. Now price is retesting those previous highs. And what we want to see is that break of structure now.
Said voice is too low.
Oh, who, mine?
No, I'm looking at the chat. I don't know.
Oh, we're...
Let me know if that's better, Arun. UJ's in the same situation as GU example that I gave you earlier. You're reaching a daily zone, so I'm not looking at UJ for many reasons, but that's one reason. Reaching a daily zone at the top.
Oh, you're talking about above, right? Yeah.
I can hear. Yeah. I'm in a call with somebody. Is what I'm saying. That's why you can hear somebody else.
My
bad. I was talking to the chat.
Oh yeah, no, you good. Yeah, there's this whole ass zone up here.
Yeah, for UJ. That's why I'm not looking at UJ just because it's in that peak high territory.
Gotcha.
What was the other one you were saying? EU.
Yep.
Yeah. Thing with EU is the internal structure, right? When you're looking at the internal structure, the way when you're looking at it in the 5-minute, or even on the 30, right? Like, yeah, you had that break of the high. Now the difference with this change of character and the other pair is that the structure for this one's a little bit bigger. So if you look at my screen real quick,
Let me see. Um,
I don't even know if I'm streaming on this.
I'm cleaning it.
So, the rule. Um, so the bigger the external structure, right? You have just this lower low, lower high, right? So the biggest, or I'm sorry, the most. What's the word I'm looking for? Let's see. Holy shit. Um, too early for this shit. The when you're looking at the external change of character, right? You would obviously want to see this one above, right? You either want to see this one or this one, just because this one's a significant pullback, right? But when you're looking at the smaller zone structure, right, change of character is gonna be here. This was the previous pullback, right? Compared to the other period, notice how yeah, the high of the day was just part of the trend, right? So the real change of character for this one, it wouldn't be this one, it'd be this one or this one. Say this one just because it's the most previous one, right? Ideally, I would want to wait for this one, right? Because this one it's already it's close to this one right here, to this one down here. So at the end of the day, they could break this one here, right? But then they could fake you out and just trap you in a small consolidation and continue, right?
Yeah.
Or they'll create a little Bart Simpson here. Fuck man, click on the path, and then ideally, you know, I'd want to see some shit like this.
Yeah.
The real one is the next one up, about to hit SCP on EuroCAD. Correct that pullback. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on EuroCAD, that entry yesterday, but my spreads were crazy. So I don't know why. I don't know if it was probably just on my broker, but spreads were crazy up until like 9 p.m. So I was like, fuck it. But yeah, this one was really good. My shit would have been hit already just because, you know, I like trading. 12 pips, crazy? Yeah.
I was waiting for that breakout to top.
Yeah, which is valid too. Right, the safest entry would be the break off the tops, right? The break off the top, retest to continue.
Yeah.
Also, you know, obviously it's because I use the EMAs and shit too when it comes to it. So on a trade like this, I literally, my target was, like I was saying earlier, would just be the high of the day. I wouldn't hold for TP or anything like that. Like I would have literally cashed out. I would. There's two probabilities here, right? I either would have cashed out either as soon as price would hit the high of the day, or I would have cashed out at the first red candle.
Yeah.
Um, Crazy. That's my entry too. That was spoken as some. Yeah, literally. Yeah, this was a good trade. But yeah, I don't know why. Like my spreads are crazy, and I was looking at it. I'm like, yo, it's not worth it. Like for where my entry would have been to the spreads to TP, I'm like, I'm not gonna risk for 20 pips. It's all good. I'll catch something else. Yeah. But this one was perfect. Right on the retests. This one was.
You remember I told you yesterday, Lou? Oh, let me show you.
Fuck, what pair was that?
If you remember yesterday before we went to bed, I was like, these trend lines are fire. Because the behavior was there. I was like, it's either going to curve up or curve down. And price just kept creating those higher highs and higher lows. Now we're getting that break here. I also, hold on. I want to see, I think I threw another one in the trend channel. EG was the one. So EG, I think this is like trying to buy up, but it may really just be retesting these zones here. We're at our low here.
Let me see your screen real quick.
But we had a break of, we had a change of character here. Wait, hold on.
What pair is this? EG?
Yeah. So we had the break here, the test, and then the break here, and this is our entry. But let's go to the 4 hour. You seeing this? And then this is where we had the breakout of the previous trend line here. So price looks like it's just trailing back up to those zones. This being the first zone, and then this being the second. And if we get this complete break, then I'm looking for the retest to continue up. I don't know if you can see why I'm seeing it that way though.
I don't see that shit at all, Niji.
No.
Nah.
The only other option is the retest at these highs to start seeing price come back down. Oh shit! Hold on. Really quick. Yeah, I think they're either retesting the top zone or they're going to be breaking through it. Because once price broke out this channel, it was selling off. It's at this peak low. Yeah, this peak high, and price has been trying to trade back up towards the peak high here.
SCP, another one 2 for 2 for the day. What are the trades you took? You took GCAT on what else? Or Euro? I don't even know what fucking trade it was. I'm still sleeping.
Eurocat. That was that, and then there was GJ, of course, still waiting on, and then GU. GU was the other one I was looking at as well.
Eurocat and USD CAD. Oh yeah, USD CAD 2 was good 3 days. But that was another one I didn't take this one either because that third day was already. I don't like to be taking those entries, bro. Check the Discord, third day rise.
I mean, Eurocat was just a simple. That was a bull flag. That was just textbook. Yeah, because once I noticed these cells weren't playing out, that was just like a dead giveaway. They're gonna try to take it to the upside. Because I was watching those cells from yesterday, the London through New York. I was watching these cells. So once it stopped and didn't go any lower from open of Asia last night, that should have been our giveaway that this is only gonna go up. That was a lot of time in one zone. But you never know until afterwards, right? Like that's why I was like, I'll play the safe entry and wait for the breakout instead of getting faked out at these highs. I think that's the part too, is like as traders, we feel like there's a rush to get into the move at the earliest time. What they say, they said something about like it's like the bulls rush in and get slaughtered or something like that. I forgot that saying. It was along the lines of you don't really want to be the first one in the charts, like, or the first one in that setup.
I don't know. I never heard that in my life before.
Yeah, it's in relation to the bulls and bears, and it's like a market quote. It's like hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Mm-mm. I forgot how it goes. Not notes. What the hell?
Let me know so I can get in. What's the signal? Get in right now, US 30, bro. Right now, right now. Please, the signal, please. Damn. Yo, you know exposed or no?
You said expos?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Let me see. Definitely. What the hell?
Mother, this dude just hit 30K
Recasting.
and on at the fucking yo, what's that shit called? The fucking I got brain fog, bro. That's why I don't turn the stream on this early. I can't even fucking speak, man.
No.
US 30 wants to break that off the pullback, yes sir. Yes sir.
Where do you post that?
Um on Twitter, I'll send it to you, bro. I can't even fucking speak. This shit's crazy.
I'm on his page right now.
I just DM'd it to you.
Yeah. I don't see his it look like he just posted some COD, but maybe he must have.
Go to sleep, I let me out. Even if I wanted to, bro, I can't. I'd just be in bed looking at the fucking ceiling. Oh man, you saw what I sent you? I DM'd it to you on Twitter.
Let me see. I might have to reset my DMs, bro. Why they be throwing ass on the TL like this, bro?
Swear you can never open Twitter in fucking public.
Damn. Bro,
Like
is
what?
this through an app or some shit?
It's on the website they use. I don't know which one they use. I don't know if they're using Stake or fucking what's the other website called? I don't remember. It's Stake and I don't remember what the other website's called.
Oh,
For
this one
gambling
says
online.
pragmatic.
Nah, that's just the name of the server. That's not the name of the website. That's the name of like the people who
Jeez,
give
bro.
them the
30K is
software.
crazy.
Pull up US 30, bro. US 30 is pulled up. What are you on about? This is US 30.
Bro, so Lou, the only reason why I'm on my phone trading like this, bro, is so I'm used
You
to
the
it
goat.
for
No,
work.
you the goat. Wait, repeat that. What'd you say? For work? What?
The only reason why I'm really on my phone like this is so I'm used to it for work.
Oh, you're on your phone right now? Facts, I forgot.
Yeah. Yep. The reason why is I'm trying to get accustomed to seeing the charts on my phone so that when I'm trading at work, I can just know what the fuck's going on. I just got to get used to it, bro. It's gonna suck, but I really should buy ECAT. I don't know why I be hesitating on shit. It's just like, but better safe than sorry, right? That's the name of the game. So GU's coming for that break of those highs here. All right, we're about to get those breaks. The break of the daily high here on GU. But nah, keep watching US 30. I'll watch this shit. Bro, this is how much equity I have. If I get either a type stop loss or risk just 250 for 750, really depends. The only way I'm doing that is the trade literally has to be like A plus plus. Shit's like handed to me on a platter.
Right back. I gotta take a piss.
Bet.
I'm back.
Bet.
I might. What time is it? I might turn the stream off till NYC so I can finish some homework too that I gotta do.
Yeah, I don't even blame you. I was thinking of just waiting until NY anyway. See how these other trades start to unfold.
Let me look at all the other pairs. Where am I? 30 minutes. AU still moving down. Euro USD.
I guess the other part I have to keep in mind is the EMAs I have are swing EMAs too. These aren't even like scalping EMAs, so I gotta make sure I pay attention to that.
Euro USD is looking good. Looking good to set up for either later today or tomorrow. I'm gonna let it move. STP is 46, already did 40, so I'm not gonna enter this one today. But structure on Euro USD is coming together. I still don't like that it broke below the daily zone, even the 30-minute, even though in the daily it's still respecting in the 4-hour too. 30 minutes is gonna be a good one to look for the rest of the week, for sure.
Bro, you see GU?
Hold on, I'm going down for my list real quick.
Oh, I heard you.
GCAT is good. Did what it did. GJ structure was just lower lows, lower highs the entire time. No significant pullbacks here. Right. So we had to stop here, so this is why I have this zone up here. So GJ is still, I like that zone on GJ. Yo, GU, the only thing I don't like about GU, same thing with GU with GJ, it's the zones, or the significant pullback lower highs, is not gonna count any of those. So if we're just looking at the high of the day, it's still doing the same thing, and still GU is not doing nothing crazy. Got 7 minutes left for this candle, it's still below the zone, so nothing. Again, for me to enter a trade on both, I would just say GU, because GJ is already there. But for me to enter a trade on GU, I need to see it go into the daily zone. Whatever happens first, I either need to see a change of character and a break of structure on GU for me to enter the trade. If I don't get a break of structure, if we get a change of character but I don't get a BOS, so I'll say this. You can still see my screen?
Let me switch. Boom. Okay, I can see it.
So comparing this one to EU, right? Where EU had a significant pullback in these trends, GU and GJ don't. It's just straight continuations, smaller lower lows and lower highs until we got into here where price kind of just stopped for a little bit and then continued to go down and made another lower low. So again, for this one, I want to see this as a change of character, right? To then potentially rise up, right? Because we have clean traffic here until we reach this zone here.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to see that change of character happen here, and then I want to see a break of structure of these zones here. So I'm either waiting for something like this to happen today, where we get something like this, right? We get a change of character, break of structure, retest to continue going up, or I want to see price give us a little change of character, break of structure. Two things that I want to see, right? And again, I'm only saying this because this zone here, right? Let's say you get in. Let's say you get in on the long here, right? Which again is valid, right? Because we had lower low, lower high. Let me zoom in a little bit more, be a little bit easier to see. Right? You had lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So when you're looking at internal structure, yeah, if I'll say two things. If price would have reached the daily zone, right? If this would have reached into the daily zone and this move would have happened, right? Our entry, 100%, my aggressive entry would have been here to continue going up, right? And then my stop loss would have been down here, right? Because I already got the confirmation, like, okay, we reached the daily zone. After we reach a daily zone, right, we're getting a pullback. We got the pullback. We got a change of character and a BOS, right? So on a regular day, if this would have played out this way, this would have been the aggressive entry, right? Stop loss would have been here. We would have just held, right? So now we're looking at what's happening today, right? If let's say you get in on the trade here, right? Again, valid. Because we had the break of the day, we had a change of character. This is a super aggressive entry, right? Price could pull up to here, which is the next zone after the clean traffic that's here on the left side. This is the first structure zone, the first BOS that we need to reach, right? If price gets here, it could always consolidate up here, and then since it didn't make the new lows inside the daily zone, it could always continue to go down, right? And then it could fake everybody out who thought this change of character was going to be the continuation. This could be the fake out for everybody to trap and go down, right? Until we get this break, and then obviously we'll have a change of character, the break of structure for it to then continue to go up. So you see, and I could see that that's possibly what's going on due to how price is reacting to these highs. The
Yeah.
fact that we already wicked it 1, 2, 3, 4. We've wicked it 3 times before it tapped into the zone, and in the zone it wicked it twice.
Yeah.
So in an hour, 2 30-minute candles, right? So in an hour, it broke out of the zone. It faked everybody out who's the scalp traders, right? The scalp traders who are, oh shit, we're reaching the zone. Let's look at this in the 5-minute, or let's look at it in the 1-minute. They had a break, retest, red candle, and they never got the pull back up. It just lower low, lower high, and then continue lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? So even if you're looking at this now as a scalper, right? You had lower low, lower high, lower low, boom, higher high, change of character. Right? Higher high, higher low, boom, higher high, BOS. So that's why these scalpers get trapped. Right?
Yep.
Because they're looking at this in the wrong time frame. They're not looking at the overall picture, which again, the overall picture tells us, okay, we're trapped in this accumulation zone here, right? Where the market maker is trapping everybody. Everybody who thought price was going to continue to break down, right, in the lower lows and lower highs, they got trapped here. Higher highs and higher lows. Everybody who thinks that price is going to continue to break out here, they're just getting everybody's contracts out. So that's why knowing these zones knowing the zones and just being patient, that's all it is. Really, that's all it takes.
Yep.
And the same for GJ. Literally the exact same for GJ. Right? The difference with GJ is that we already reached the 4-hour, the daily, and the 30-minute. Hold on, my bad. Break has to happen in the 30-minute. Yeah, exactly. Once it confirmed, you can move to a lower time frame. Yep, exactly. So same thing with GJ, right? The only biggest difference with GJ is that we already reached the daily zone. But again, we reached the daily zone, but in the external structure, which again the 30-minute time frame, we still haven't broken these highs. We're still following that lower low, lower high trend.
Yep.
So that's why and again, same thing, right? There's two 30-minute candles at one point if you're in a lower time frame, right? In the 5-minute, it didn't do it. So let's see if you're in the 1-minute time frame, right? No, not even in the 1-minute. So GJ doesn't even have a valid entry for nobody. Not scalpers, nobody. Still just faking out the breaks above the highs. And you can see like US 30 is kind of doing the same thing. As it's just opposite, right? US 30 is doing the same as GU, in the sense of it missed the daily. Well, it made it it missed the
daily, that little
the zone, right? The 30-minute zone that we're looking for, right? It missed it by a few pips, and then if you go down to a lower time frame, which is what I'm looking at, right? In the lower time frames, it's doing what I would want it to do inside the zone, which is again, after we get into the zone, I want to see a change of character and a BOS, right? So again, technically speaking, if I already got my entry on US 30, right? My entry would have been 100% valid, and we would be up 40 pips right now. Right, but why didn't I trigger my entry is because the move didn't happen in the zone, right? I'm not gonna get faked out. And then obviously I'm in the 1-minute, but I'm still looking at the external structure. I still see we still have higher high, higher low, higher high. So again, what I was saying earlier is that this change of character in BOS is literally just a pullback to make a higher low to continue to go up. So I'm either looking for price to go back into the zone to do the exact same thing I did here, but inside the zone, or I'm looking for price to break structure and give us a break of structure down here. But I know that any trade I take in here going short, again, that's what becomes a 70% probability trader, and that's the biggest difference. Like, I'm not gonna get trapped in a trade.
Where you have the change of character mark, I'm just trying to, let me zoom in. Is that like broken on the lower frame or something?
What do you, this one right here?
Oh, that's just correlated to the higher low up top, huh?
Well, you're talking about this here.
Yeah, if you trail it back
I'm
to
looking
left.
So if you look at the bigger picture, right, which we'll look at the bigger picture in the 30-minute, right? I'll go down again from fraction to fraction.
I see it now.
In the 30-minute, we're still trading we have this lower low and this lower high, right? This lower low broke, which gave us this high and this low, right? So we're still trading again. We're still trading between this high and this low. Now, if we go down to the 5-minute, right? Again, same thing. We know that we're still trading this lower low, lower high, right? Because in the 5-minute, now I'm looking at the significant pullbacks, right? So lower low, lower high. At one point, we had this low, which broke here, gave us this high, which is what the zone that we're looking for, and it gave us this low down here, right? Because this is in a significant pullback. So I'm not gonna say that okay, this broke right now. Add the lines here so it's not confusing. We had this break, which gave us this high and this low, right? So this is the zone we're trading between. Now, why didn't I say, oh, this broke here, made this break here, and this is not a significant pullback, right? So because it's not a significant pullback, instead of saying that this is the low and this is the high, and then this high broke, gave us this, you know what I mean? I'm just saying this is the entire structure. So now that we know which zone we're trading in the 5-minute, which again we know where it's again this low and this high, the structure inside of the zone, it made lower low, higher high, higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, right? Then again, remember, we're trading between, at this point when you're looking at the inside structure, you're trading now between this high and this low.
Yep.
Right? So again, higher low, and then boom, higher high. So now I'm looking at what push, right? What was the last red candle that made the push, which happened here, right? So then again, now I'm going to a lower time frame. In the lower time frame, I see price obviously made higher high, higher low, made this break, right? So now we're trading between this low and this high, right? So I have two of my zones here. So this is where, you know, you could scalp, right? Because we understand where the market is moving, right? So now that we know we're trading between this low and this high, right? Now we start seeing the inside structure in this. So we start seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, equal low, lower high, right? And it wasn't until we had this low here, which was a change of character, right? So now the 1-minute time frame is the same thing, right? The last green candle before the push was here. That's the entry to continue going down, right? And then you have push 1, push 2, right? And then we could see we could potentially see a push 3 down here.
So that's where I was wondering is where, because I understood up until the part of that little change of character, because you know you mentioned here, after a change of character you wait for the break of structure.
Break of structure, correct.
So your entry probably would have been like down in that neckline area where that green candle pulled back into. It
would be here.
Like right there.
It would be somewhere here.
Yeah. Where that green candle did that little pullback. But then you get stopped out. So this is where you kind of have to use your discretion in a way when it comes to the break of structure rule, right?
Wait, repeat that question. I was reading the chat, my bad.
Is this a situation where you'd have to use your discretion on the break of structure rule where it's like, okay, I see this was the initial change of character. This is that retest at the highs. So I should look.
Not really, because again, this is one of those things where you have to ask yourself, why are you entering the trade, right? Again, I understand that I'm trading, so I'm gonna give you the reasons why I won't enter this trade, right? Again, the reason why I wouldn't enter this trade off of after the change of character on the BOS, which again, the entry would have been here, right?
Yeah.
Well, again, why didn't I enter this is because long term, right? Long term, I'm still looking for price to go down into this zone for it to then continue to go up, right? So then when we get into this zone, this is where I want to start seeing price go down, right? We're still in a higher high and higher low situation, right? So I understand that, again, there's two things here, right? Again, when you're looking at previous zones, right? You have you're always gonna have, when I trade, I have multiple zones as to what I'm looking for. So I'll mark up everything that I see just so you see exactly what I see, So again, we're still in the 1 minute time frame, but we're still, remember, we had this high and this low, right? So where did price break out of this high, right? We had, again, this break here, which this break happened because we had the break of this last red candle down here, right? We also see a double top, a double bottom. We see a low, high, higher low, higher high. So what does that tell me? That this is a double bottom, this is a neckline. So where would ideally, right? We're still looking for price, still making higher highs and higher lows, right? So what do I want to see? I want to see if I'm still trading higher highs and higher lows. I want to look. What the fuck, did I not change this to green? I want to see price give a retest of the higher high and higher low. So what ended up happening was we got a neckline, right? The neckline of the double bottom, and now we got the retest.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
Right? So when I look at that neckline, look how price is respecting that neckline. Right? So when I'm looking for the entry criteria after the BOS, that's the entry, and then the exit. One of my exit criteria is going to be where was the last BOS, the last break of structure. Right? And that's where this happens down here. So that's the reason why, to answer your question, right? That's the reason why, if you were to have the entry, right, after the change of character happened, right, after the BOS happened, you have your entry, what would be your exit? This would be it. This would be your number one exit. And then this is where you want to, and then this is where you want to start saying, okay, is price continuing to go down? And again, you're still in the 1 minute time frame, right? Are you looking for price to continue to go down to get into this zone? And then in this zone is where you want to start seeing, again, another change of character, right, to continue going up. Or again, in the 5 minute, because again, remember, this is the zone of the 5 minute time frame, so this is the 5 minute pullbacks and all that, right? Or before you enter in a short, again, anywhere below here, you want to start seeing price give you that break of the 5 minute time frame.
Nah, that makes sense.
You see how, like, there's different like, there's ways that you have to dissect the charts, right? Because again, is this a good entry zone right now? Again, for me, not really. Why? Because we already tapped into the zone 3 times, and now we're trading. If you see how price at one point was trending, now price is just consolidating, right? Price now is consolidating from the top, right, the high of this consolidating zone. See if I could grab this, right? And the bottom of the zone. Alright, so now trading this, now that you see that you're in a zone of consolidation, now you have to ask yourself, okay, am I going to enter at the top of consolidation, right, to where I'm risking 2 pips to go short, right? Again, this is where that 70% trader shit always comes in play. Like, oh, I'm just gonna enter here because we're at the top of consolidation, or I'm gonna enter here going short, right? Or you wait for price to go at the low and do the vice versa. When you're at the low, you look for buys. This is how people trade these zones of consolidations.
Yep.
So then now again, if you go up to the 5 minute time frame, you still see the same thing.
Yep.
Right? Again, we're still trading between, again, external structure, we're still trading between this low and this high. But when you're looking at the 5 minute inside, we're still trading between this low and this high.
Yeah, so it's really just circumstantial, but the ideal route is just wait for your change of character and break a structure for the safest possible entry.
Correct.
Man.
Yeah, always following the trend too, not counter trend.
Yep. And if price is counter trend trading, then that's even better for you. You're just waiting for that wind up. Yeah, I almost want to like play around with my markups a little bit. Like, I don't know. What do you think of how I have it now? Is it just too much or decent? Because I really keep it simple. Like, I mark the daily high, daily low, the zones, the 4 hour high, 4 hour high and low, which correlate with the swing high and low, not the for our structural points. And then once I have an idea of the swing high and low, then I just break everything down by the day. So like here, I'll show you really quick, just so you have a visual.
Sounds like 6.
Like, oh wow, we GU. Ain't some shit going on. All right, so like on my daily here, I'll mark both TPs, TP1 through 3 going both ways. Then you can see where my daily high is marked with these blue zones. They're the laminated blue ones, or like the light blue.
Right.
See, we've already broke our daily low down there. And then right here, these lines or these zones here are correlated to the swing high and swing low. So right now, this is technically our new swing low. And then we have right here, which is our new swing high. And that correlates to our 1 hour chart here. So we're now at our 1 hour swing low, and prices already broke the daily zone. And now at this point, it looks like price is just gonna probably linger around this low, and try to break down lower.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's what I was explaining to him. I was breaking down like every time frame and shit like that. So like what the zones that I want to look for and stuff.
The right watch list. Okay, there we go. Here we go. So let's go to NU. You're gonna see the same thing. So daily zones marked, daily high and low. Price looks like it's breaking below it. Oh wait, let's go up here. There we go. Oh nah. Looks like it's just breaking below that shit.
Oh. Chair sinking again. Time to 6:15. I'm gonna turn the stream off for a few hours and I'm gonna finish this homework. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. You good? You could do it.
All right. I'm gonna turn the stream off for a little bit. I'll probably turn it back on if I finish homework relatively early before NYC opens. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. I'll definitely turn the stream back on. I'll be back at like time to say, it's probably take me like 2 hours. I'll probably be on at like 8 before 8 o'clock. I'll be back. Peace out.